Thank you for coming back to the After Dark show. I appreciate you, everyone, for coming back. You know how I always start my show. You know, with my motherfucking intro. What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Brother Rich. Today we're gonna have kind of a short show. Your boy's been up since 3:30 a.m. Kind of tired, doing my thing. So I just wanted to come on real quick and talk about training camp and see what anybody else's thoughts are, and you know, kick the shit because this is about having a conversation, not dictatorship or anything else. So um, all right. So what I've gathered from training camp was that Brian Hoyer is laboring to throw the ball. He's having problems. He's not able to. How can I put this as nice as possible? Fuck that. We don't do that here. All right. So Brian Hoyer is laboring to throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball down the field. So the whole thought of most of us was that he was there just for primarily to be on the field coach. What's happening, Milk Breezy? Man, what's up? Best name on YouTube. Um, the Menace was cracking. You know, he's laboring to throw the ball. I don't even know if this dude's gonna actually make the 53-man roster. Um, Aiden O'Connell has been spotty at best throwing the ball. From what I'm hearing, there's a lot of passes. Uh, Diaz catching that. Everybody knows that if Da catches that, he's gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? So it's kind of iffy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not ready to annoy anybody as uh, the heir apparent yet. You need just um, I'm just sitting back watching this happening because you know a lot of this is going to be determined if Jimmy can actually stay healthy. I mean, and I'm not going to sit here and act like his injury last year was kind of curious. It was kind of bad. You knew like his offensive line really let him down, and um, uh, when he gets tackled by two dudes, you know what I mean it's kind of crazy. So, uh, Ozzy, what's up, man? Man, what's happening? Hey, I know I can't chime in for every time and stuff, but I do watch the show and I watch all the replays, and I'm just as big of a supporter of you as you are of me, and I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the content you put out because you're only just trying to tell the truth, and you're not trying to pacify. You're not in this for clicks and to be monetized. You mean all that stuff. You mean, and I really appreciate that, man. Because sometimes the ugly truth is exactly what's needed. You mean, and you're always there, and you're always there, and you're fair. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. You mean so? Salute to you, and salute to everybody in the chat. Um, but I'm really thinking right now. Um, the Raiders are in kind of a tough spot because what's going on is they have a solid quarterback. I mean, again, they have a solid quarterback. Um, what they need is let's tell the truth. They need a Josh Jacobs there. Um, I know that they have offered him. Um, I guess they offered him top five money uh, as far as running backs, and he declined. He declined. I guess it was only a 2 year. It's only a 2 year deal. 2 years of guaranteed money, and he wanted three. Um, it's kind of up in the air. And no, you guys all know I'm the biggest Josh Jacobs fan, and as more information keeps spilling out and more information keeps coming out, just we're understanding the dynamic of what's going on. And I'm not mad at Josh Jacobs for anything that he's doing because he needs to secure the bag for his own family, his children, and everything else. So I am not mad at him for anything that he's doing. Y'all know my old ass got to get my link is on, so I can see what's happening. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can Marcus Peters have a bounce back year? Yes, he can. And I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people are gonna get mad at me for saying this because I understand he's one of the most explosive corners that we have right now, the biggest ball hawk corner that we have. But how much better would he be at safety, like free safety? I mean, he's always been more of a zone corner, and when you're playing, safety, you're always watching everything in front of you. I think he might be a little bit better at safety at this part of his career. The only problem is we've seen Rob Woodson do it, we've seen Charles Woodson do it, but they love to hit people. They love to be up in the action. So it that's kind of my own thing. But I do think he is the number one corner. I think that he can. I don't exactly want him coaching uh, the defensive backs. You mean, but I want him teaching them how to be dogs, teaching them how to be aggressive, teaching them how to uh, be assertive and trying to make things happen. I mean, uh, remember Charles Woodson said, "Look good and make plays," right? And that was contagious on the Raiders because people wanted to do what? Look good and make plays. I think that um, bringing in someone like Marcus Peters that's gonna happen quick. It's gonna happen fast, and it's contagious. And I'm sorry, but I really do think that Max Crosby needs maybe two to three guys running with him so that he can uh, start his leadership. You mean they got to see he's got to have full control of this defense, and he's got to be the voice of this defense. Mm. It's all the same money though, right? Ozzy, it's all the same money. I mean, it's all the same money. That's what I don't get. It's like, okay, like, do I like the fact that the NFL does running backs like this? I don't. But at the same time, we have to understand what kind of league we're in today and what happens, and so kind of is what it is. Like, dude, we'll guarantee you all this money, or you can take it in small chunks. I mean, or year by year. I mean, it's frustrating and it's really hurtful because it's like Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, Cleve Farrell, and I think Jonathan Abram. Maybe not Jonathan. They all got Raider tattoos, and they dedicated themselves to this team, and I really appreciate them for what they did. You know, 25 million is 1/4 of what it is, but at the same time, dude, like, okay, so what are teams paying for? They're paying for passers of the ball, receivers of the ball, pause, and fucking people who affect the ball, pause, and people who sack the quarterback, right? This is what teams are playing. Oh, and left tackles. This is what they're actually paying for, right? So I'm it's a sad point that um, running back has fell off. I mean, because a lot of us we grew up where running backs. I mean, it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and you know it was a totally different game. And now it's a passing game. You know, if you have an elite quarterback with just mediocre talent, dude, it's you're far and above um, and ahead of most teams. And it's sad, but that's what the NFL is now today. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. We don't have that elite NFL talent, and God, I really wish we did. Um, but I'm just thinking that the Raiders can get something done with Josh Jacobs. And if they're already offering him 12, give him 12 and a half or $13 million. And he'd definitely be a part of, the upper echelon, what, top three in the NFL. And I think he comes back, and I think he will sign for multiple years. I agree with you, Ozzy. The problem is that without a running back on the field, you mean like um, your team becomes predictable, and especially if you don't have an elite quarterback. So if you don't have an elite quarterback, and you know you don't have an elite quarterback, you kind of need to hang on to the running game. The running game has to dictate what's going on. But I certainly do agree with you. I certainly do agree that um, receivers kind of fill the stats a lot more than running backs, and it's just kind of hard. Emotionally for a lot of the Raider Nation, because we all know that for a fact that we were always here and love the fact that these guys got they got Raider tattoos. They was down with us. They really fuck with us, and they did a lot for us, and they always mentioned us. And when they was out in London, you know what I mean, and Josh Jacobs ran wild on Khalil Mack and the fucking Bears. They were supposed to be Super Bowl contenders, and we whooped the fuck out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are great things. Those are what you mean. Like, I love Josh Jacobs for. You mean, but at the same time, like, there's still a cap of what we should be paying to get to this one. Okay, okay. I kind of think that we're already in that era, because the guys who actually make big money as running backs, what are their what is their biggest thing? Their receivers first, right? So what's he'll do out of New Orleans and CMC. Those are your two biggest contracts, right? But at the same time, they're more receivers than they are running backs, right? Let's tell the truth. They can still pound the rock, but they're not Josh Jacobs. I get it. Alvin Kamara, yes, sir. Alvin Kamara, right? I'm not afraid of Alvin Kamara running the ball, but I am afraid of Alvin Kamara actually receiving. I mean, it is what it is. So um, I do believe that Josh Jacobs should make top five running back money. Kind of not top three, but at the same time, okay, so both sides of the equation are right with Josh Jacobs. And I don't care who says what or anything else, okay? If you think Josh Jacobs should be paid no matter what, dude, you are absolutely right. If you think that Josh Jacobs should understand what the everybody's right, and that's the weirdest thing. Like we haven't had this kind of dilemma since the old Derek Carr days because no matter what you said about Derek Carr, it was actually correct. If you praised him or you hated him, both sides at the same time were what absolutely correct. And this is about finances now. It's not Josh Jacobs the player. It's not Josh Jacobs uh, the person or anything else like that. It's just as a fan base, we have to be realistic and understand what's actually going on and what's going on. So I think that maybe we should have a little bit more patience and understanding for both sides because the team did try to make him have a lot of money, but at the same time, Josh Jacobs understands that he was the leading rusher last year. He was the engine that drove this team. He was, excuse me, the backbone of this team. And does he deserve a lot more? Yes. But at the same time, like how many teams have gotten it? Other than Alvin Kamara, I don't know another running back who's been on the team because of his salary cap hit, right? I don't know of another team that has a running back that they paid a lot of money that still on their team. So we all have to think about that because, excuse me, I want Josh Jacobs back. He's my favorite player on the team. Um, but it has to make sense for both sides of the team. I mean, for the team and for him. So I'm just interested to see how this is going, how it's going to go, and where it's going to go. Do I think he's going to hold out for the whole year? No, I don't. Do I think he's not going to show up for most of training camp? Hell yeah. Why would you? Why would you? You don't have to. So it's just interesting seeing how things are going. Um, I've also seen. I'm looking out for cornerbacks. I want to know if it's going to be Duke Shelley. I want to know if it's Amik Robinson or Nate Hobbs. Um, what I think cornerback number two is way up in the air, and I'm not sure who's going to win that cornerback number two position, but I'm very interested. I mean, it might be face on. I doubt it, but it might be. So also right guard. All right, for the love of everything, dude, I do not want Alex Bars as my starter. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I like what Alex Bars did as a backup. I like a lot of his attributes and things like that. But I don't. Mm, no, no. I think there's so many other things and so many other players that are better and could slide in there and do so much better. Let's see what this is. You're right. You're right. Okay, but what's the difference in price between Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara? Right, because Derrick Henry makes a substantially different amount than Alvin Kamara, right? Because Alvin Kamara is a part of the what? The passing game, right? Tell the truth, right? Because I think Alvin Kamara is around $15 million and um, Derrick Henry is about 12.5. Right? Ozzy, we're on the same page. I see right here, right here. I'm with you. I'm with you, Ozzy. I'm with you. Right? Dude, all I don't want, dude, I don't give a fuck who's out there, dude. And like everybody keeps saying Illuminor is a lock. I don't know if Illuminor is a lock though. I really don't. I mean, I was sure about that. Um, I mean, Mumford a lot of times looked a lot better than him, you know. So let's see where this goes. But I'm very interested on that right side of the line. See if we can solidify it, make it better. Um, I'm also kind of wondering about center. Um, is this the year where they slide Parham into center and kick James off the team? Like I like Andre James, but I mean we all seen him kind of like blast off the line of scrimmage and never hit a fucking soul. So it's like I'm like I'm cool if he's there. I'm maybe even better if he's not. I'm with you. I think Muti can come in and be an upgrade at right guard. Okay, I think Parham has is just a better blocker, and I'm just like I said, dude. I'm so tired of seeing him fire off the line of scrimmage and never hit a soul. You know, cool Kev, what's happening, big dog? Um, yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna do this very long today. I'm really tired. I've been up since the wee hours of the morning. You know? Okay, so like I like Parham at left guard as of right now, but is he really that monster though? He's kind of undersized. I mean, usually that left guard position is what a monster. You mean like this big devastating force, pulling coming around and stuff. Is he really going to be that? I don't think so. Hold on, son. Gee, what's happening? Okay, okay. So Wagner. I really like Wagner. Okay, and I truly believe if we weren't dealing with the aftermath of like COVID and stuff like that, I think Wagner would have been drafted maybe because remember we have a oversaturated draft, right? So I think Wagner would have been maybe a fifth round draft pick, fourth round draft pick, possibly fourth round draft pick. So, but because of so many players available for the draft, you see guys who should have came out last year and they're not. Why? Because the draft is oversaturated. Uh, and there's a lot of players, and a lot of them are what uh, unrestricted free agents, right? So you know, do I think he's he's good? No, he's big as fuck, but he has problems with like footwork and stuff like that. So I I would like to see actually Wagner sit for a year and be developed under Carmen Barcelo and see what he does. You mean? Okay. That I mean that's a possibility, but like you also have to look at Andre James's his uh his salary. I mean, are we actually? It's funny because Raider fans talk about salary now, you know, because we're a big time team and shit. But you know, uh, if you can get better at the position and then pay less, dude, that's always that's the way of the NFL now. I mean, it's not pay more to keep your guys because that's your guy. It's draft somebody, develop them, and then you know move on from the high price guy. But you know it is what it is. Also, James was on the presser, so I don't see him going anywhere at the moment. I see him as one of the leaders in bets on the team. Okay, I seen Antonio Brown had some pressers. He like being interviewed and shit. And that motherfucker never played it down for the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I don't know. It's just do, I don't dislike Andre James. I just think the Raiders can do better than Andre James. So, all right, look, I'm about 27 and a half minutes in. Like I said, I've been up since 3:30 a.m. I'm really, really tired. Um, I need to catch some sleep. But thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate you. I know this is a very, very short show, but yeah, your boy needs to get your boy needs to go to sleep because I am toasted completely. You know what I'm saying? And uh, yeah, got a birthday party and some house chores to do tomorrow. But hey, thank you guys for showing up. I'm scared to move on from anyone. From okay, G, come on now. All right, so last year, okay, all I heard at the beginning of the year was that the offensive line was trash, and then what happened? The offensive line wasn't even trash, dude. What they finished, what top five in win rate? They were what the 11th best offensive line in the NFL. It's I think we got to rely a little bit more on coaching. I like what Carmen Brasilia has done. I have heard a lot of shit where people are mad because, well, you know, they haven't decided who their offensive lineman was, but they actually brought Mumford on along a lot faster because they were willing to put him in games and stuff. And a lot of people were so offended and there's no continuity and stuff like that. And dude, that's not even what was going down, dude. They were developing players right in front of our eyes, and a lot of us didn't even realize it. But anyways, all eyes on G. You already know, got much love for me, but I am so done today. I've been, yeah. So next week we're gonna have a bigger show. We're gonna have a lot of people on, and we're gonna kick it. We're gonna do our thing. So, thank you guys for pulling up. I really appreciate you. Much love.